monitor anymore again. No, what I mean, it will be a delay because we're talking directly on the phone and at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But you hear me now?
I can hear you, but you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, so if anybody call, if we decide to call, they will call through this phone for other people to hear it.
Yeah, exactly. They'll call through here. The phone here, we already connect to the radio. So once they call, they'll be live on the radio.
Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. My name is Muna Kishen. So what you guys think? We're going to start the show now?
You should start the show? Okay, yeah, we're starting the show.
Okay, thank you. And tell John hello there in the studio for me. I appreciate his time, but things will be good. He shouldn't worry. Everything will be fine.
Oh, General, yeah, I'm here. This delay. Trying to do all in my way, doing all the technical work to make sure you like.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is Muna Kishen, aka the General, for the first time on Radio Liberty 88.1. And I just want to make the disclaimer. Whatever I say here today got nothing to do with Liberty Radio. Please, I want you to understand this. It's not Liberty Radio carrying the owner, the facilitators, because it's like a paid advertisement. But this is coming from the...
General.
Yeah.
Waking up, I'm here with Uncle Mountain, Charles Mountain, will be a regular co-host to City King Liberia. He's also here for us. We're doing all to make sure that you come on live this evening.
Okay. Which are the Martin now?
Charles Mountain, the pastor's friend.
Oh, Reverend Martin? No.
Yeah, Charles Mountain.
Reverend Martin from America?
No, he like.
Oh, okay. Because I got another Charles Martin. I'm a little confused. Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin. Thank you very much for being in studio there. We appreciate your time. Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. I wish, but anyway, we'll get the thing straightened up. We'll try to get a laptop over there to be able to see everything because the people in America will have to see. And I want to say thanks to those of you who contributed towards this show. This is our first day on 81.1. But I just want to say this. This show will be...
88.1 is a figure say.
Yeah, 88.1. FM 88.1. It's the Liberty Radio, and I want to say thanks to the management for allowing us to use the station. And also to those of you who will be coming up, please restrict your tune. There will be no insults. I will not tolerate it. And please let us be civil. Liberia is what we have. That's the only country we depend on. But I want to say this again to those of you who are listening to me. My name is Munel Kishen. I am a Liberian. I'm no different from you. I'm not better than you. In fact, maybe you got more sense than me. But the difference is that I'm overseas and you on that side. But listen, Liberia is our country. We are in contact with Liberia every day. The last time I was in Liberia was 2018. And I spent 6 months in Liberia. So I am not strange or small to Liberian politics. I am not in this race. I'm not here to promote myself. But I am here to tell you about one candidate. A candidate named Alexander Cummings, a Liberian. Born and raised in Liberia. His dad from Maryland County. He was born right in Fiamma, grew up in Point 4, went to demonstration like yourself. He came from a struggling family. But at the end of the day, God bless him. Like God blessing everyone. He went abroad, he studied. But this is the strange thing of Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings is the first Liberian politician who resigned. When I say, I'm sorry, now I don't use the word resign. Who retired after working for almost 40 years. He retired from his job before getting into politics. So that is the good thing. And Mr. Cummings is the only one with a plan. He has this plan to tell you, this is what we will do in Liberia, and this is how we're going to do it. On Mr. Cummings' agenda, he talks about infrastructure. Within infrastructure, you got light, the thing we call electricity. If you don't get light in the country, let me break it down the easy way. If you don't have light in Liberia, there's nothing you do. There will be, the traffic will not be correct, the schools will not be correct, the hospital will not be correct, even farming. And if you don't get light and you get internet, the internet system will not be good. And then when you get light, you get internet, the school system will be good, Agriculture will be good. Everything, the hospital, the dialysis machine will work. The radio station will don't have to put no generator on because you can't give them problem putting generator on at the same time. They got to be thinking about that. At the end of the day, everything expensive. So light is too important to Liberia. And Mr. Cummings has that passion and he's insisting that, listen, we must get it fixed. Then from there, we talk about good drinking water. Up to now, we still don't have good drinking water in Liberia. That is why our people getting sick. We don't have a good internet. We got fiber optic in Liberia. You don't know we got fiber optic? We got fiber optic in Liberia. After they think that government still using the fiber optic, but guess what? They're not selling it. They're just sitting there. We'll soon start paying. Then from there, Mr. Cummings got something called job creation. Government do not create jobs. Government create avenues. The government job is to encourage business people to come to Liberia and do business. The government got to be fair to the business people because the business people bringing them money. If possible, the government is to put more money there too to be a partnership so the people create jobs for us. But instead, we're not doing it. Then they come to agriculture. We're not talking about just buying fertilizer for our people to go be doing farm. That's not it. Even the United Nations say every third world country, all the third world country, because they know we're not too rich. We're rich, but we can't see the money. At least 10% of your budget. So that means if you get $100, 10% of that $100, they will put it in agriculture. When you put it in agriculture, you will make money because you will expand it and then you start making money. And they get on the call agriculture. That means the fisheries. You got to open a fishing company. There are a lot of things. Then we come to the health, school, education. When we're talking about education, my people, y'all know our education system is not easy. We need free education in Liberia. We need teachers training, adult training. All our disadvantaged children, they call them Zogo. You can help me when they call them Zogo. All these children need to go back to learn something. You can't go to school. When the war started, you were 14 years old. Maybe your mom died, your pa died. Tell me, the 14 years added to your age again, and Ellen Johnson, 12 years, you almost in your 40s. But at least you can be a mechanic. At least you can do masonry. You can do carpenter work. You got to know 2 plus 2. All these things, government, now Mr. Cummings said, this is what I will do. And Mr. Cummings is serious about our youth. So that is why we're talking. Ask your political leaders. Say what you will do for us. Don't say what you not do for me. Every Liberian got it right to run for election, my people. And guess what? You voted for President Weah. Don't feel bad. You owe nobody an apology. You voted for President Weah because you saw something in President Weah that nobody see. You believe that President Weah was going to change the system. But unfortunately, we're going 5 years. Instead of changing the system, he made the system worse against us. So today, the other people, the one that enjoy Mr. Cummings and Mr. Weah, you look at Nathaniel Maggie, you look at all these people, they were never around Mr. Weah. But today, they're rich. Why are you getting poor? Don't get vessel. Don't get vessel. This coming election, it is your right to go to the pool. When you go vote, say, listen, I gave it to you the first 6 years. You don't do nothing. You can't do it again. Let me tell you. There's a parable that say, you chase black car in a day. You chase the black car, you don't see the car in a day. You can't find the car in a night. 5 years. President, we ain't do nothing for us. That the other 1 year remaining, he will do something. Then when we give you another 6 years again, you ain't think that we will already die. So, Sidisha, the only man that can unite Liberia that Mr. Cummings here. Mr. Cummings is not running for president for ANC. He's not running for president for Maryland County or CPP. Mr. Cummings running for president of Liberia. You can see Ava Toba, that was CDC man. Moriah Yakula was from Unity Party. All of them working with Mr. Cummings today. He never forced them to join. So you even need to join ANC to support Mr. Cummings. You don't need to join. And everybody coming, don't let them fool you. Oh, nobody know Mr. Cummings. That is so-called politician they're talking. But let me take a break. I want you to listen to something from Mr. Cummings' own mouth. He said, this is what we can do as a nation. I want you to listen to Mr. Cummings' 5 watts and how. Listen to it. It coming from his own mouth. He never changed it. He said, I don't want salary, and this is what we will hold Mr. Cummings ever. So let us take a quick break. Let us take a quick break, and then I will play that. But before we take that break, I want us to listen to a speech that Mr. Cummings gave. I call that speech the unity speech. No politician has spoken like this before. So please stand by. Don't go nowhere. Don't change that radio station. I beg you. This is 88.1, the Liberty Radio, and my name is Muna Kishan. So please then listen to this.
My fellow Liberians, despite our diversity, we are a united people, a great and noble people. Through the strength of our unity and the resilience of our determination, we have begun to rebuild a ravished country and have survived 2 deadly health crises. Our people have stood together as one united people, ready to face the future. Whether you are a fisherman of Grand Cru and Sino, the hunters of Grand Jide and River G, the farmers of Lofa and Bapolu, the Gola and Vai dancers of Bumi and Cape Mount, the hospitable people of Bassa and River Cess, the warriors of Maryland, the miners and explorers of Nimba, the merchants and traders of Bong, the welcoming people of Magibi, or the melting pot of Montserrado. We are one people, Liberians. We have a great challenge and opportunity ahead of us. In unity, we will rebuild this country as a shining example in Africa, demonstrating the power of a determined and united people. Our economy and our national budget will expand and grow like never before. We will improve the lives of our people and put smiles on the faces of our citizens. I promise you that together we can and will do the job. A new day is on the horizon. The time for babysitting is over. God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Okay, you hear that? God bless you and God bless Liberia. The time for babysitting is over. That's what Mr. Cummings is saying. That the one the other people he let to hear. They let to hear that one. Who is Mr. Cummings? Where he coming from? He's a Liberian or poor man. Not because God bless him. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Cummings want to see another Cummings in Liberia. Mr. Cummings want to see he believe in education. He believe in teamwork. Mr. Cummings is saying that we are all one people. Whether you're from Maryland, whether you're from Grand Bassa, you're from Cape Mount, Mr. Cummings is running for president of the Republic of Liberia. 15 counties, 73 districts, 16 tribes. Mr. Cummings look at you as a Liberian first. In everything you want to do, you are Liberian first before being a Bassa man or a crew man. You are a Liberian first. Because without Liberia, there is no, without Liberia, there is no county. There will be no tribe. You don't force, listen, you won't choose your tribe. God put you in that tribe. You don't choose your own tribe. You can't choose your religion. You were born as a Christian or born as a Muslim. Maybe in the future you want to change it. But you can't get vexed with your mind and power. My name is Munel Kishan. I can't get vexed with my mind and power. Whether my father Lebanese and whatsoever, I can't get vexed. That's where I was born. And I cannot change my name. So it is your right. Our constitution gave us the right as Liberian to speak the truth. I live in a country where, yes, that's true, I'm in America. But you think I'm better than you? No. You smarter than me. Not because God brought me here. The only difference between you and myself, when I work, I can take pay. In Liberia, if you work, you can take pay. If I don't have a job in America, I can get unemployment. In Liberia, if you don't have a job, you don't get a job. Every year I can do income tax. If I go to school here, I can find job. In Liberia, you go to school, you can't find job. It's painful. That's why I can get vexed with the people in America who say Liberia in Liberia are lazy. You not know lazy. It's like you're in a house. If your mom and pa not doing the right thing, you will be a bad child. You will be a bad child if your mom and pa not doing the right thing. But they're eating all the food. But then they tell you, say, stop cursing us, man. Stop cursing us. But they're eating all the food. Look, you're entitled to it. The people that are doing the work, the police, these people need to be paid. We want for the police to go in the street, but at the same time, we want to pay them 150. Then the police director making 10,000. Then the police director he in Trenton today. The police director is in America. He came to visit. When they're sick, they can go anywhere. They can go other places. They don't care about you. Ask yourself the question. I voted. I changed president. We are for 12 years. Finally, I make him president. Look at my life. Liberians spend 80% of the time to go to bed hungry. 80% they can't find food. Do you know how many Liberians? They will tell you, say, oh, but in America, nobody go to bed in America hungry unless you're lazy. They get plenty of free food around the country. Unless you are lazy, that's the only way you will be hungry. That's not true. Because they get free food all over. But in Liberia, where you will find the food at? You can't find it nowhere. Our people are struggling. Every morning, 10 o'clock, 7 o'clock, you see our little children, boys and girls selling cold water. While President Weah is enjoying himself, he go to work 10 o'clock. That is why Mr. Cummings want to run for president. That's why he's running for president. Mr. Cummings have changed the whole political landscape. They say, oh, we don't know Mr. Cummings. We don't know. How long it take you to know somebody? How long it take you to know somebody in Liberia? You say you don't know Mr. Cummings. All the other politicians you don't talk about them, but you say you know Mr. Cummings. Since 2016, you say you know Mr. Cummings. That's not true. That the so-called politician telling you. We tired with the old politician. We respect them. They gave their life. They sacrificed for Liberia. But it is time we change. Our children are the pressure jurors of Liberia. We need somebody to take them into the 21st century. That it is. So I want you to please listen again to Mr. Cummings' agenda. If you never heard it before, this is what this man is saying. He said it and he continued to improve on it. Give me 2, 5, 6 minutes of your time. Please listen to it. Listen to it yourself. It's from his own mouth, and I will hold him accountable for this if it don't happen.
Know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not feed ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves and My commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we're focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion. All of these things, we will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. Okay. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the how's. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us, to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates expiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, thank you very much. You listen to it. You listen to it keenly. I know. And I want to say thanks to Abraham from Washington, all the way from where and Avenue in District 14. If I don't, yes, District 14. And we were the first to break ground over there when President Weah came up and said, oh, no, we're not supposed to do that. But anyway, you listen to Mr. Cummings. He said, this is how we're going to do it. Our lawmakers are still driving $70,000 cars. They're getting $30,000 for legislative engagement. They're getting $2,000 for scholarship. Just imagine every quarter. But then at the end of the day, when people ask them to help them with school, they say, oh, no, they can't. But now, some of them, you see corruption. Corruption damage and deprive the future of Liberians. Corruption is not a good thing. Corruption damage everything. Don't worry, they might get rich for that short time, but they don't maintain it. Look at the past record, they will tell you. Look at our past president, look at the third one. Look at the Dole. They can steal all the money they want to steal. You might say, oh, Mr. Cummings just saying all that thing as sweep off. But let me tell you today, the old politician fail us. In a sense, they lie and everybody come and do the same thing. But this is what I want you to do. Open your eyes. Listen to them. Mr. Cummings moved to Liberia. He's not working. Mr. Cummings, don't go out again to say, when I lose the election, I will go and find a job. No. Mr. Cummings is in Liberia. He lives in Liberia. Mr. Cummings got people working for him. And he's not making money out of it. The driver, his security, and a lot of people, almost 200 people on his salary. And they pay their legitimate taxes. Mr. Cummings got things in Liberia that he don't need to talk about. His business is his business. But Liberia, Mr. Cummings can go build all the houses in Liberia, not for you, not for me. It's for him and his children. But this is what we need to ask. This man have done more in Liberia, but he don't talk about it. We are the one that talking about it because you don't know. Mr. Cummings gave BWI a 350 kVA generator that cost over $65,000. Which of the Liberian politician or Liberian as an individual that gave to a school? Because he loved education. He was appointed, he was asked to get on the board of BWI. The people who on the board of BWI, they're not on salary. When you on BWI board, it's for you to raise money for BWI, like Jetty, like Firestone. Mr. Cummings never went to the meeting, but he knew the problem. The generator that Mr. Cummings gave, it can power up Kakata. They're still using it today. I'm just so disappointed that nobody from Kakata, from BWI, can come up and say that true. Akara Grace said that old generator, but at least he admitted, he said that old generator, but fine, thank God for that. Mr. Cummings have contributed to education in Liberia than any Liberian, single Liberians. University of Liberia, the computer lab is named after Mr. Cummings, but we don't know. He don't talk about it. He contributed towards the university scholarship fund. He gave the Nima Community College $25,000 to extend the building. He never attended. The UMU undergraduate class is named after Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings have contributed in health, sanitation, water, education, almost, if I'm mistaken, about $5 million. Which of the Liberians have done it? Mr. Cummings built the best school in Liberia. I was on today, the guy called me, or lady sent her, or lady took her children to Liberia and attended the Cummings Foundation, the Edith Cummings Academy. Guess what? The children came back to America as if they were in American school. Nothing they miss. Nothing. But let me get the good thing. That school was not built by Mr. Cummings to say he took his own money. Guess what? Because of Mr. Cummings' good work, when you look on the signboard, they say funded by Coca-Cola and Chevron. Funded by what? Coca-Cola and Chevron. Because of Mr. Cummings' work, AC Milan ever went to Liberia one day and opened a sports stadium or training ground? PSG ever went there one day and opened a training ground? No. Which of the company that went to Liberia to open something on behalf of a politician? But Mr. Cummings don't talk about these things. This man, and whether we vote for him or not, he will still do what he's supposed to do. As a Liberian, he will die as a Liberian. We will bury him in Liberia. So if you say Mr. Cummings can be president, only the Liberian people can say it. I don't listen to one person who don't support Mr. Cummings. But Liberians, you are good people. You know the difference. They say first food are food, second food are not food. Do not be fooled for the second time of President Weah. Do not allow President Weah to fool you for the second time. The first time President Weah fooled us, he said he went in refugee camp. That's not true. He never went there. We see him. I was in refugee camp too. All the things they talk about President Weah, they say the man go in refugee camp, the man work with UNICEF. Listen, the job that President Weah had with UNICEF, that only a celebrity can do it. If you can remember, there was one guy they called Lawrence Fishburne. He's an American actor. He had a job first for Liberia. Then when George Weah became world best and whatsoever, they brought him on board. So it's not a George Weah had office to UN. George Weah ain't lose nothing. Okay, granted, we agree that President Weah and did good in that place 20 years ago. When President Weah said he went to refugee camp, from the time President Weah took over Liberia, President Weah had visited Ghana over 20 times. He never went to refugee camp. Then President Weah used to visit Ghana when he was a football player, according to them. But now he president. He go to Ghana in the night. He go to Ghana in the evening. Even until the Ghana president got vexed and said, hey, man, you can't come here like that. But don't you know all the way about people catching hard time in the refugee camp? They were on Facebook the other day. They said they will leave. President Weah never stepped his foot there to say, let me bring my people home and get a small team so they can start life. You know who used to go to Ghana? They see Liberian people to go to Ghana and help Liberians. Some of them in America. You ask the pioneers. Now the new one they won't lie again. They say Danale. There were no refugee camp in Danale. People live in Danale. Liberians live there. Some of them went to the church. Some of them went to different. There was no refugee camp in Danale. President Weah never went to Danale. Okay, I will give it to him. All the good things I'm talking about 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we still made him president. I want you to ask yourself what he did for 5 years. They say, oh, President, we are facing a role. Hey, listen to me. The word President Weah led news. If President Weah, you're not here to say President Weah break ground in Nima County. You ever heard they say President Weah broke ground in Maryland County? You ever heard they say President Weah broke ground in Bond County? They were facing the road? No. All that road was in progress. Government continued. That the job of Mr. President to do it. That the job. The building road, but our people dying. The building roads, but the corruption is so high. You know what I'm saying? All that thing they're doing, that's all because of the election coming. Jerry feel that the president went to go dedicate a small skating ring that 5 person can skate on. Small one. He shut the government down again, my people. Liberian, don't blame yourself. We cannot give President Weah a second term. Don't let them fool you. Even your representative, you in District 8. If you give Akara Gray a second chance, if you gave him the third chance, that his third chance, if you give it to him, he will destroy you. This man built his house, his only first house in his life. He built it in Dwason. That's where he lived. He bragged on you. I left Jalata myself, Warwing. He bragged on you. He said, I'm not running again. I'm not running again. Do not vote for Akara's grade. You will be messing up your children's future. There is nothing you can get from out of Akara grade. Do not vote for Thomas Fala. Even if Vanish Shemon and whosoever. You need to clean house. You need to clean the house. When I say clean the house, don't just look at President Weah alone. Clean the house. CDC get good people. Don't tell me, don't get me wrong. They got some good people. They get some people who will contest the election. They will not even want to run on Jowiah record. Say. They will not want to run on Jowiah record. I'm telling you. They're not everybody in government battle. They're not everybody in government corrupt. They're not everybody corrupt. No. But the people who corrupt, you can see them. This is the first time in Liberia you see government official bragging. Even if I steal money, said, and I give it to my people that anything, they're stealing. If you steal $5, Ellen, when you say Ellen stole $5, she carried to America, and you stole $2 a bill, that is seen stealing. That is seen stealing. I want people not going to school. People paying up to $10,000 Liberian dollars just to go to public schools. Then they say they get free tuition for University of Liberia when they even get money to take to University of Liberia. No job. Our girls are turned to be prostitutes. And for you, the women, your voice should be heard. Stand up for your friend woman. Get into politics. Challenge the men. Don't allow them to think that you're some second-class citizen. You're not a second-class citizen. Be part of the process. Stand up to them. Because they will continue to use you. They will continue to use you. And to seditious, you play your part. They say you can take the cow to the river, but you can't teach the cow how to drink. You can force the cow to drink. They say no decision is right until it is right. So even if you're making a decision, you think it's right, but you don't know. You can be in a burning building. You take the front door and survive. If you take that front door and die, they'll say, but why you take the back door? If you take the back door and survive, they'll say, oh, that's the best thing you did. But if you take the back door again and fail, they'll say, so no decision is right until it is right. Because if we know that every decision we make in life will be right, there will be no mistakes. That's why they say no mistake is not allowed to be made. But if it's made, it is a mistake. This is not rocket science. Nobody run for president because you got PhD or because you got masters. No, the Constitution never called for that. But you must get the common sense. This is what you look for. Honesty is the key to every leadership. Honesty. If you are honest, you will never kill. You will never steal. You will never undermine. You will never suppress anyone. And your integrity is what counts. Your integrity is what we see. That's the one everybody can see because the honesty, you can talk about it. Your family name should remain. You respect yourself. You will not want to be in all kinds of yo because you are president. You are above. You sitting on a throne. So even if you joke, it's a problem. Then empathy. You must feel like the man. How do it feel that a man in a wheelchair? How it feel for a father cannot feed his family, cannot send his children to school? How you feel to see your daughter, another grown man bringing her home, but you can't help it. You can't make it. You can't take care of your child. So somebody else behind the child. The parents are trying to be what? For the last 5 years, President Weah have putting us back. He don't care. Today he running around telling you, give me another mandate. I will not disappoint you, to tell you that he disappointed you already. It is not a law that President we have go second term. It's not a law that President we have go second term, my people. Let us get it right. You make no mistake. You only apply your constitutional right to vote. You owe me an apology, but you can get it right. The future of Liberia is in our hands. It's not the man out there. Don't allow $10 or beg or rest to determine your future. To our older people, don't do that to your children, please. I understand poverty is a problem. I wish I had the power to arrest poverty and never to come back. We understand poverty is the problem. When they bring it to you, you can eat it. But this time around, tell them that you're not stupid. This time around, tell them that you got sense. This time around, tell them you know left from right. This time, tell them that you are a patriotic citizen. A patriotic citizen, stand by the country. A patriotic citizen, stand by Liberians. To our journalists, you're not even doing due diligence to our people. You're not investigating. You're not asking a question. But you can ask Yeke Koluba a question as if you're fighting. You don't even have the opportunity to talk to President Weah to ask a question. You need to investigate. I remember 3 years ago, President Weah told us that he got 2 farms in Sano. You ever went there to check? Is it true? No, you never check. You never check. But you go after other people. And let me tell you guys something. Opposition fail us. Opposition never fail us. Opposition never appointed one person in government. Opposition never collect taxes. Opposition do not represent the government. President Weah is the one who collect the taxes. President Weah is the one who make the appointment. President Weah can close the eye today and fire you when he dream about you. President Weah is the one who represent the government. So opposition will fail you. If they don't come together as an opposition, I got it. But you see, CPP was just a vehicle to take you there. Other people decided to get out the vehicle. Because in Liberia, we believe in dress right dress. No, don't let nobody fool you. Sometimes when I hear them say, oh, Ellis Cummings will be president 2029. I will not be voting for Ellis Cummings 2029 if he don't win this time. Don't you think I got future? Don't you think another person in Liberia want to run? Don't you think there are other Liberians who want to run? This is not dress right dress. And if Ellis Cummings don't win election, he will not run 2029. Why should I put my future on hold because of somebody 2029? The future is now. The change must be done now. And some people in Liberia believe that Ellis Cummings will not run 2029, so I will suppress him because it will give me a chance to run 2029. And some of them will be making a big mistakes because some of them will be disappointed. They will be disappointed. And I can tell you, Mr. Cummings' chances of failing as president is 0.001. They say when you want to know a good man, look at the past. Look at how he lived. Look at where he came from. What he did in his life. What he had been doing. We have tried everybody in Liberia. We tried the military. We tried the so-called elite. The people who came from America, we tried them. We tried the military. We tried a military who turned to civilian. We tried rebel. We tried everybody. We tried a football player. It is time now we try a real thing. Let me tell you about Ellis Cummings again. Ellis Cummings, when I look at Ellis Cummings, I'm a Christian. Ellis Cummings, when I look at him, I think about Nehemiah. When Nehemiah told the king, I will build the wall, everybody said I lied. They had 3 other persons with him. Now he going back to the CPP. They said, oh, Nehemiah, wait, man, you can't build no wall. Nehemiah said, I can build the wall. And the people overlooked Nehemiah, and Nehemiah built the wall. Then I go to David. When God sent Samuel to the house of Jesse, he said, go and anoint a king. Go and anoint the king. When he got there, he looked at all the brothers and said, no. When he was turning around, they said, but we'll get one of men way on the feet. He said, y'all bring him. God said, yes, that is the young man called David. Mr. Cummings, you don't know Mr. Cummings. Today, you still don't know Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings was sitting somewhere far, going to school, working. Mr. Cummings used to go to Liberia, but nobody see him. Mr. Cummings helped people from Liberia when the war was on. He helped people. Mr. Cummings was helping other Liberians. He make muff like us. He not like us that get big muff. Mr. Cummings was helping people because he believed in human dignity. There are a lot of Liberians in that country today that Mr. Cummings helped, and he don't want to talk about it. We don't know Mr. Cummings. That's the same way nobody knew David. David was anointed, and he sat down for so long. Until this day, David went to carry food for his brother and sister, for his brothers, and said, "You're sitting at a big man, they're making news." And David struck him and brought him down. Ellis Cummings came from nowhere. He entered the country, they call him foreigner. Saul was the king. Saul was just like President. We are popular, but shy. The people of Israel said, "We want Saul, we want Saul." God says, "Saul is not my choice." Oh, it's okay. Well, y'all can take Saul. We want George, we want George. President, we took President Weah. Today, President Weah called a speech from everybody in the country. President Weah have never addressed the country publicly to even encourage us. Instead, he said, "Y'all look for CC camera. Bile, Drawa, Bile. If you die, then you're worried." This president continued to discourage Liberia every day and disrespect us. There was no rice in the country. The president went to Freeport of Monrovia and defended the white man and said, "You're lying and arrest all year." The president defended. The president of the Republic of Liberia left his office and went to Fuani Brothers to defend Fuani Brothers that, "Oh, yeah, the rest there, that $13 for the rest." Because of lack of information. My people, please, I beg you. This condemned people laugh at us. Only you alone can make the difference. I alone can make it. Mr. Cummings alone can make it. That's why Mr. Cummings said, "We together, we can make it." He said, "We can do it." You must be waiting for that change. Don't sell your future again, my people, I beg you. Thank God we voted for George. We have to see it. George, we gave it to him. We compensated him. We gave it to him. This election, you have two options. You either keep President Weah, or what? You go to a change that you will believe in, or change that will take you from A to B. That is the change. Mr. Cummings is telling us that Monrovia is not Liberia, my people. Ocha in Sano must have the right to go to school. A child in Greenville, Sano, in Grand Crew, in Maryland, in Lofa, in Nimba to the border, must go to school and be able to read under a light. 2022, LEC come in Liberia. You know that one. Everybody rejoice. They lie to us because they're taking a shortcut. What you see, that's the thing. Whether President we are do good or not, they will contest against him. But then why can't you just do the good? Then just do the good. But you bring in solar panel light. Look at the invisible part. There's no wire on the ground, but they got all solar panel light. It will not last long. Solar panel light, it will not just last because there's a battery in there that you got to change sometime. The battery can go dead. You don't know that? Liberian people, you the one can change Liberia. You are the voters. And you see they're coming back to you. They're bringing all the money. Eat it. But let me tell you something. It is your right. Democracy is not a sweet thing. Sometimes you go the way you want it. Sometimes you go the way you don't want it. Oh, I would not vote for Mr. Cummings. Mr. Cummings would never be president. So be it. But for me, I'd rather lose graciously. And Liberia is my home. I will retire in Liberia. I'm not one of those who left from Liberia 1970 now. No. Liberia is like I can see Liberia every day. I can see Liberia every day. I got people who going to school that are helping. I got people in rough. We're not getting. We're not better than you, my people. Let me tell you. Don't get jealous. Not because we're in America, man. We're not better. That only some people want to disrespect you. But you as a Liberian, you should show to them that, no, I can make the change. The international community looking at us, they can't say it. See, this year went in the street the other day, they said, President, we are Maggie, a corrupt man. Two are corrupt men. What happened? Bam. The white man told the president. Samuel 12. Over there, I bet you Samuel 12 never voted for President Weah. Eugene Nangwe never voted for President Weah 2 times. All the time, he never voted for President Weah. But Eugene Nangwe enjoying today more than you. Samuel 12 today, he's a snitcher. He's the one that I bet you might be talking to the American people. Yeah. Eugene Nangwe never voted for President Weah. I challenge anyone. In 2005, he voted against President Weah. In 2011, he voted against President Weah. In 2017, he voted against. In fact, he even voted. Samuel 12, the same thing. But today they enjoy it. Other the real sedition that came from America, only 2 working. Samuel 12 and Piso. All these people, they're the one messing the government. But who you blame? I blame President Weah. Because President Weah failed to lead. President Weah failed to lead the country. He failed to take responsibility. Because Margaret running the country, right now the president confused. He don't know what to do. He don't know what to do. And guess what? Margaret said he's not resigning. They not ask him to resign. He said he can't resign. And President Weah cannot fire him. Because President Weah is afraid to fire him, that Margaret will talk. And Margaret not coming back to that place. So ask yourself the question. It could be you. It could be you. All the people sometimes when they come and show, they enjoy it. They say, oh yeah, and die in la bro, and catching heart. Yes, that's true. America got 330 million people. La bro got 5 million. If you can see, so you compare it, don't never compare America and Liberia together. Oh, and in America, the people can sleep hungry. Anybody sleep hungry in America, you listen. Because they get plenty of free food. They just won't beg for money. They get beggars in the country, they get beg. They get beggars here, they ain't give a damn, they get big. But at the end of the day, my people, Liberia is what we're talking about. It's not George Weah. George Weah is not Liberia. Liberia is not George Weah. Don't let them lie to you. Today, when you go to Nima County, Jeremiah Kun, they're wasting money all over the place. Real liberty. New money that President Weah gave. So what they're doing to you now, they say, okay, concentrate on Moserado County. We're going to concentrate on Nimba, Banga, and all the places. Oh, we can give Moserado. We don't have to win because Eddie Johnson never won Moserado, so we can leave Moserado and concentrate in Nima County. Liberian people, let's vote for Commies. Commies are the only man. Even sedition will operate. And I can promise anybody, and on my show last Sunday, I told Mr. Commies, I said, if I will ever go against you, it will be because of my disadvantaged youth, who you call Zogo. If you don't do what is right, because that's my passion. If you don't do it, I will attack you, Mr. Cummings. If Mr. Cummings change anything from his platform, if he don't do it, I, Monel Kishen, will attack Mr. Cummings. Everything that Mr. Cummings say, I hold him on it. You know why I hold him on it for? When you see a liar, you know. If you see a truthful man, you know. Since 2016, Mr. Cummings is the most consistent Liberian politician. Mr. Cummings has visited all the radio stations. Everybody can interview Mr. Cummings. When the last time you interview any of the politicians, then they say, Mr. Cummings, to Abu, he won't be that he right, my people. He's not working again. They may have climbed up. The same way President Weah was war best. Mr. Cummings was war best in a corporate war. Mr. Cummings was the first Liberian who was on the World Economic Council as a speaker to tell the world how to make money, along with other former presidents. Oh, you're doing it. Look, we need to glorify our educated people, our intellectuals. They got people who are doctors. They got people who are scientists. They got people who are neurosurgeons. They got people, Liberians got people around the world, but we fail to recognize them. All we know, hey, Joe, we have played football. Football never brought food to my table. Football never gave you your school fees. The only person I enjoy from the football is President Weah and the team owner. Football is an entertainment for you to laugh, chair and go home hungry. That's your talent. Liberians, I beg you. If you listen to me by the way of the radio station, 88.1 Liberty Radio, I want to say thanks to the management. And I want to say thank you for listening. We got a few hours. I've gone 55 minutes. And I want to see if Yeke, what his name? Sidiki, if you listen to me right there, if you think we can open the phone line or there are people that listen. So how's everything that with you, Sidiki? Sidiki, give me some update on yesterday. Was there any trip of Mr. Cummings?
Yeah, Mr. Queen, first of all, one of our followers. This is the one video. And this is a general show, particularly to support the agenda of Liberian ex-president, Mr. Alexander B. Cummings. And we are here today. Mr. Monique Kishen is in the US, and we are bringing this program to you live on Liberty Radio 88.1. Yeah, Mr. Cummings visited Grand Bassa County yesterday. The date, I don't know the individual name, but
yeah, the guy who died, yeah, he was at the funeral, yeah.
Then you had the president of the country, Joshua was also there, and Mr. Cummings went there yesterday. And today himself as a keynote speaker at one vocational school institution, and and that is Mr. Cummings. Whenever he's in the country, he makes sure he engage with the people. Either it is graduation ceremony or talking to the Liberian people, like what all you have been seeing here, and that is always Mr. Cummings because his message is always constant. What he can do for the Liberian people. But if you're listening to on Liberty Radio, you can call on the show to make a contribution based on the explanations and the platform that was presented to you through the Genera, Mr. Kishen, through this number 0777 777 882 0777 777 882 is a number to call on Liberty Radio 0777 777 882. You can call in right now and then you'll be live on Liberty Radio. So that is a number to call. And I don't know if you're in the US, you can also call this number plus 231 777. Do we have a caller? Hello? Good evening. Your name, where you calling from? Oh, we lost our caller. Oh my God, we lost our caller. But that is a number to call 0777 777 882. We are live on Liberty Radio. Here in the studio is Sidiki Koma and Mr. Monty and our. Okay, we have a caller. Hello. Oh my God, let's go. Hello. You have to dress away from the radio.
Yeah, to the monitor.
So people you want to come here, right?
Okay. Is there anybody want to say something? Okay, let me say this. I want to say to everyone.
Or just calling the number to call. If you want to call the show, plus 231 777 777 882. If you're in Liberia, you want to make a contribution on the show, you can call 777 882 on Liberty Radio, and you will be live on our show. And so yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay, yes, and to those of you watching, I know you're a little confused with the Facebook page right now because I'm on one of my page, and at the same time, I'm on the other page here. You can visit me on the YouTube page. You can visit me on the Voice Matter, or on my timeline, or on Twitter. I'm live on Twitter right now. So listen, guys, I would need your help if you're watching us. The people back home there, at this time, it will be late. Y'all need to help me too now. To all my sponsors, please. They got to pay their way. We need data. We need other things. I want to get a laptop, at least so we can see them in studio. At the same time, we can do things. So if you're in America, please, you're watching me right now. I'm telling you, if I can get 20% or 30, I can even give us $10. We can purchase a laptop and to send it to them. This thing that we're starting is part of the sacrifice. So we can purchase a laptop and send it, and also we can get a modem, we can get other stuff. the manager over there, he got to transport himself to go home. It will be very late, and this is prime time when everybody is home. So please, I am begging you. You got my Cash App number, and I want to say thanks to those of you. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, your name, what you calling for? Please just for a monitor. Your name, what you calling for? What's your name? What's your name, brother? Hello?
Where they are calling, the line is coming in, but I don't know what's going on. They're trying to listen to themselves at the same time they want to call.
It's really, really bad. But you can put your call in. When you call, please just away from your monitor, and then you'll be live on the.
Yeah, so if you listen to me in Liberia, if you call, you can lower your monitor. If you lower your monitor, they will be able to listen to you.
So you can make a call to you. Hello? Hello? Oh my God.
Okay, Sidiki, I want you to check the goddamn conference phone that sometime how much it will cost, so at least we can get one, because we got to make sure we get the people calls, although they are calling.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk on the show.
Yeah.
Right after the show, we'll talk.
Yeah, so my people, if you're watching, we need your help. We got to do it. This is not about Mr. Cummings spending the money. These are the people who spend the money. I put them who want to see change in Liberia. These are the people who believe that Mr. Cummings is the right man. They want to go home. It's not that they're looking for jobs. Some of them say, don't call my name. Some say, don't call my name. Like my friend, although he put it, I gotta call his name because Siafa been doing good, and a lot of other people. And so please, we need your help. And if you listen to me in Liberia, don't blame yourself for this election. We'll be on the radio from Sunday. We'll be there on Sunday and Tuesday, 2 days a week for now until we can extend it. So we need the help of everyone. We need the help of everyone. So the next one, it will be much better. We'll be able to get things straightened up, and we'll be able to see each other live.
Okay, so for people of this game, so for those of you that is calling the number we call and then you're not getting through, you can make your contribution to this other number, 777 9653. You can call and then you'll be live on the radio. 777 7653. That is the number to call. 777 9653 is the number to call. And the station number is 777 The other number is 777 9653. Once you call that line, you'll be live on the video. Okay, we have a caller. Hello? Hello? Yeah, what's your name? Where you calling from? Hearing people?
I can hear him, but he's very low.
Yeah, because Abraham Cisse calling from Kawa.
Okay, yeah, Abraham Cisse, I can hear you loud and clear. Abraham Cisse.
What's your contribution to the show? This is not school, this is the radio. Hello?
Yeah, Liberty Radio.
This is not school.
Yeah, but let he say something. Tell him what he got to contribute. Let he say. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Some people think that spoon on, but thank God it's Liberty Radio.
Yeah, this is not Spoon Talk. This is Liberty Radio, and we have Mr. Ben Onekishan. This is a new show, and we have a caller. We lost that person. Okay, so you can make a contribution on this number 0777 269653, and you'll be live on Liberty Radio. This is a Genera show in support of Liberia next president, Mr. Alexander D. Cummings. And so you can make a contribution once you are listening to this video. Based on the conversation and the explanation you hear, you can call in and make a contribution. And then we will highly appreciate that. 0777 269653, and the station line is 0777 Hello? What's your name? Where you calling from? You're live. Thank you, Steve. What's your contribution? Okay, so my brother, I want to ask you. Yeah, let's do a serious conversation. I appreciate you calling on the show, but what's your point? What's your point? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what's the corruption that Musa Ability have? Can you tell us some of the corruption that you have? Do you have evidence to back up what you're about to say? Yeah, what happened to FIFA? Is FIFA a coach?
Okay, we can't waste our time. I will talk on that. Don't.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
Let me speak on the Musa Ability issue. Liberians, if you're listening to me, I want you to do this for yourself today. You see, politics in Liberia is one of the dirtiest things ever. We are so wicked to each other until because of politics, we will tell you all kinds of things.
Okay, bro, one more call out. Just hold on. You respond to that person. Hello. Oh, we lost that man. Okay, good. You go ahead.
Okay. People say Musa Ability corrupt, but I never saw any document where the Republic of Liberia even prosecuted him. And then when it comes to FIFA do not go to court. FIFA can judge you and tell you whatever, and that you're wrong, and that's it. No competent court of jurisdiction recognize FIFA court. That is why when Darius Dillon said Ability was crook, and when he went to court, he told the court, say, oh yeah, FIFA, the judge told him, said, no, we do not recognize FIFA court. FIFA court is not a court. And then, Mr. Ability, how much was the money that FIFA gave LFA? FIFA gave LFA what, $75,000? And I got a letter here where LFA owed Ability $225,000 on letter from Musa Haji, thanking Ability for waiving the debt. Because Ability ran for FIFA president, he was the first African to be in the first 5. So they had to stop him. But Ability got no record. But if you say Ability is corrupt and Ability is supporting a good man, Ability is not corrupt. Maybe the system is corrupt, so Ability is a businessman. But no court in Liberia have ever found Ability guilty of $5 million or $2.4 million. Ability said it loud and clear that I want $50 million. How can a man want $50 million and you say the man owing somebody, the man corrupt? So if you say Ability is corrupt, then how will you consider and the other people you read them? If you say Ability is corrupt, how do you consider President Weah or Magay? No court in Liberia have tried Ability or find him guilty of raw funds. He's a businessman. But he supports Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings, this is what we look at. Mr. Cummings is the clean. In politics, you get everybody involved. You might not like him. If Ability was supporting the UP or somebody else today, he would be like a king. Yeah. But I will say this, I owe no one an apology. that Benedict is supporting Mr. Cummings. And Toga McIntosh is supporting Mr. Cummings. Louis Brown is supporting Mr. Cummings. Daniel Chia is supporting Mr. Cummings. We will stand together as librarians. Even if Prince Johnson can, that doesn't mean, in the Bible, they say you can commit your sin. You can commit a sin in the Bible, but God, a blessing that God got for you, He will give it to you and still punish you. And still punish you. It's in the Bible. Sometimes you ask yourself, how can a man there, the man are criminal, but he still get blessing? But God will still punish him. He will never go free. If Benedict supporting Mr. Cummings and you say Benedict corrupt, then Benedict is 10 times better than the other one then who against Mr. Cummings, who tried to tarnish Mr. Cummings' reputation. Because they can find nothing on this man. Nothing they can find on Mr. Cummings. Oh, Mr. Cummings get charted on money. Oh, Mr. Cummings that gay. Mr. Cummings that gay. You're stopping my people. Let me tell you about gay. The position that Mr. Cummings had in America. If Mr. Cummings was a gay, everybody would know. He was not just an ordinary person. He was a vice president. You see, the guy from CNN, Don Lemon, and Anderson Cooper, they had to come out. You go to Liberia today, you can't find one girl. They say, oh, that Mr. Cummings' girlfriend over there, he don't want to pay for that house. You can't find one boy, New Skin High in Liberia. This man been married for 40 years. Obe, went around lying, he came and confessed. This man been married for 40 years. Most of the gays don't get children. Mr. Cummings got 2 kids and 5 grandkids. Go ahead, caller. Okay. So
we can check your online stuff. The viewers say that the sign is not good, they don't hear me. So you gotta check your online.
They said they not hear me?
Yeah, people are saying that no sound, so you gotta check it. But let me say something about this Mr. Benedict issue. You know, Mr. Fusa,
Oh yeah, I hear they say no sound.
when the full party were together in CBK,
Okay, you can hear me now?
executive member of the CBK, Musa Beto, the unit party political leader, the champion was part of Joseph Walker, and Benedict Mr. Cummings was young because others. The champion, all of them were part as political leader. Mr. Benedict was in that champion. Nobody was calling him criminal at the time. But when Benedict came up and declared support for Walker, you see, nobody accused Benedict of all the bad things he been doing. But because Mr. Benedict said he support Mr. Cummings, that way he become a criminal. And that is the only crime Mr. Benedict committed. So we are not going to ban to this. We have a caller. Hello? Hello? Just away from monitor caller, please. Hello? Yeah, you're live on the way. What's the name where you calling from? Yeah. Thank you, Senabu. You're welcome on the way. Make a contribution. so much, man. So what's your name again? Oh, we lost Miss Zenabu. Thank you.
What her name? Miss Zanabu?
She says Zenabu Kone.
Yeah, Zanabu Kone. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, says Zanabu Kone. I appreciate your kind words. And she made it clear, my people, I beg you. Don't let them look. They try to divide our country. Mr. Cummings, do not look at tribe. Mr. Cummings will never tell you I'm running for the group, the Grow people. Mr. Cummings will never tell you, say, I'm running for Maryland. I'm running for Republic of Liberia. You can be a Bassa, Crown, Mandingo. You are a member of the 16 tribes. You can be a Muslim. You can be an atheist. You can be a Jehovah's Witness. You are a Liberian. You cannot choose a religion. And Mr. Cummings is not a gay. Let us stop tarnishing people's reputation. Let us stop it for God's sake. Because you can't beat him, you lie on him. You say this man got 2 children, 5 grandkids. He been married for over 40 years with his wife.
You need to check your internet. The viewers are saying they're not hearing you.
No, I got 2 Facebook pages on. They say no sign on the other one. They need to get to the other page. Let them go back to my timeline. Listen, you see that was confusing. Don't worry about it. You can hear me?
No, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. They're also saying.
Yeah, I know, because some of them on the other one. Some of them, they say no sound. Yes, because I got a sound on this one where I'm on right now. So let it go on my timeline and I share it with them again. So the sound is there. You can hear. Are you watching me on Facebook right now?
Yeah, I'm watching on Facebook. You are clear here.
Yes. So don't worry. The other one, okay. You know what? I think I will shut it off. Then we'll go to the other one. So right now, I'm on YouTube. I'm on.
No, but let's just continue on the next show time.
We'll fix it. We'll fix it. So the next one now, listen. Right now, you watching me. I'm using your stream, but you watching me. You can either watch me on my page like how usually you watch me. But I had the other one on. I was trying to bring it on and stay on. That's why some people on it, and they say they can't hear me, and I don't know why. So I see it. Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So, Mr. Cummings, how many more minutes we got again? Let open the line. Who want to call on the call? Just stop me.
Okay, the number to call is 077778882. 07777. Hello. Yeah, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, Adam, make a contribution. You're welcome on the one. Okay. Okay. So, Connor, let's make the conversation very interactive, okay? So now, you raised 2 points, right? Mr. Belete was abusing CPP program. Mr. Belete never told Kumis to code. It was better you that told Kumis to code. And because of that, better you left the CPP because he knew that he was making a wrong decision. And Joe can follow after he went and go to testify against Mr. Kumis. That's the first point. Secondly, you spoke about, what was the second point? You said, Musa Belete did what he said. You said, okay, Musa Belete did not. Okay, let me address that. Go ahead. Okay. Okay, let me say this to you. Hold on. Let me say this to you. Musa Belete never carried half a Liberty Party to come in. The institution in Liberia to recognize political party is the National Election Commission. So the National Election Commission recognizes Musa's ability to be the legitimate chairman of the Liberty Party. Because Yomdi Kanga Lawrence failed to pay her party due as a political leader, she was expelled from her position as a political leader. Whether Power is an executive member of the Liberty Party, Martin Kula is an executive member of the Liberty Party. Okay. Yeah, but I'm here too. But thank you, thank you.
Other people calling.
Yeah, thank you for your contribution. Okay, you see, we already know your point because listen, okay.
Okay, they're cutting up. Let me talk. Yeah.
I just cut it off. You see, because Mr. Kumi said they should go for primary in the CPP, and those people were afraid to go for competition, and most especially they all agreed to do so for the foundation of the CPP, and then you all go there against this man. You have nothing to say, but you come here and hide behind those bad.
Okay, so here's so.
Hello. Okay. Thank you, man. We got your name already. Thank you so much for your contribution. Hello?
Yeah, somebody there?
No, you can go ahead, Crush.
Okay. He's saying that because Mr. Cummings said they should go for primary, that's what they vest for.
Yeah, so you said Mr. Cummings refused to go 7 to Joe Baka.
Okay.
They are the same primary party in the carry.
Okay, let me talk on that. Liberians, I want you to listen to me, I beg you. When you're in a democratic process, nobody ever run for vice president. Mr. Bwaka never ran for vice president against Ellie Johnson. Ellie Johnson asked Mr. Bwaka, if Mr. Bwaka want for Mr. Cummings to go, Mr. Bwaka is supposed to call Mr. Cummings and they go behind closed door, they talking. Mr. Cummings coming from a party. Mr. Bwaka coming from a party. Why Mr. Cummings will go beg Mr. Bwaka to go vice president? And two, they say you'll go to the primary. Mr. Cummings is staying in the CPP. The CPP is stronger than before. Liberty Party, ALP left. Unity Party left. Mr. Cummings and Liberty Party is staying in the CPP. And let's not me, my boy. Liberty Party never had candidate. ALP ain't get candidate. So if Mr. Bennett is supporting Mr. Cummings and Yombly and Dillon supporting Mr. Bwaka, what the big deal about it? Madam, the senator cannot impose her will on the people. They see where Bernard, you can't force the people to support who they want to support. Liberia, if we start to read and listen to these people, we know the truth. My brother is saying that why Mr. Cummings can't go, he must go to convention. Why he can't go to convention? Why he can't go to primary? That's the process. If we want to change Liberia, we must do it the right way, my people. I beg you.
Hello. Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Tell her to lower or monitor messenger.
Please lower your monitor, please, man. Okay.
You lost her?
We lost her. But if you want to call again, Miss Zainabu, you can call 0777 26 96 53. 0777 26 96 53. That's the second number to be live on Liberty Radio. The radio number is 777 7882. We have about 10 more minutes. Okay, she's calling. Hello. Yeah, how you doing? You're live on the one in the radio. What's the name? Where you calling from? Please lower your monitor. You say you're what? Okay, you're live. Make a contribution.
And Sidiki, you lower your volume, Sidiki, because I think you're going back. And Sidiki, let me respond. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for your comment. I appreciate it. I appreciate it highly. But let me say this: we should stop lying on the Liberian people. He said something. He said Liberians are illiterate, so they don't look at what we're looking at. All they know Mr. Bwaka. So they will follow Mr. Bwaka, and Mr. Bwaka should go. So we should compensate Mr. Bwaka for Mr. Cummings to go, Mr. Bwaka. But the sad part, Mr. Bwaka left the CPP already. So if y'all can talk to Mr. Bwaka and come back, but Mr. Bwaka not in the CPP anymore. So why are we still talking about Mr. Bwaka, Mr. Cummings going? But Liberian people, we trust the Liberian people. Liberians are not people who can just be fooled 2 times like that.
Okay, bro, we got a call on it now. What's your name? Where you calling from? Yeah. Yeah, you can call another number of Blue Cerebral because now it's valid. Other number is 777-2696-53. You can call that other number.
And also, Sidiki, I know when I'm talking, you can put the volume up so the people can get me. But if they're talking, you got to lower your volume because I think maybe it going into there's some, I don't know, something happening. Yeah, we'll work on it, but it's actually live on radio. I can hear the people calling. But we'll get it right. Don't worry. We'll talk to our people. We'll talk to our people. So we understand Mr. Bwaka was vice president for 12 years. My brother, it's an elected post. When Mr. Cummings went to school, Mr. Bwaka went to school. Mr. Bwaka's degree never said that Mr. Bwaka should work in public sector or Mr. Cummings should work in the private sector. Just stop all that thing there. Who get experience? Mr. Cummings got experience in leading people. Mr. Cummings got experience in bringing people together. Mr. Cummings got experience in managing money, managing a big corporation that he set in a place and network. Mr. Bwaka was vice president, where the vice president will speak when the president is not around. But if Mr. Bwaka had all these ideas, he was going to change it. So this is not the point here. All I'm saying here is that is George Weah, is Mr. Cummings versus George Weah. Mr. Cummings has everything in his corner. Advantage, energetic, he's strong, he got everything. We are not witch hunting. Mr. Bwaka shouldn't be president. Then when Mr. Bwaka is sick, then Mr. Cummings take over. All that is not fair. It's not fair. If you support Mr. Bwaka, he's a patriot. But I'm telling you that Ellis Cummings got advantage over every politician in Liberia. Ernest Cummings, you will never ever tie him to anything. Social lies. Social lies, and we will not accept it. He's not a Congo man. He's a country man like you. Born in the same slum of Fiamma. He was born in government hospital. His man never had him in no hospital. All of them are country people. So today, when God bless you, you go to school, you get money, say you Congo man. There is no Congo man in the race. No Congo. We are all Liberians. We need to stop the lies. We need to start tarnishing people's reputation. We need to stop lying on people. Oh, Mr. Musa Belete. Musa Belete was chairman for United Liberty Party when he came to the CPP. We not the one that elected him. The Darius Dillon, the Yombly, they elected him. Oh, by then they never knew he was corrupt. When he purchased all the cars for Liberty Party, they never knew he was corrupt. When they wanted his support, they never knew he was corrupt. But because he supported Mr. Cummings, he corrupt. Everybody who support Mr. Cummings, they're not correct people. But we will accept it. They are good people. They are Liberians. What are the Mandingo, the Pena, the crew? They are Liberians, and we stand with them. And we ask him, we call it on everyone. You say you love Liberia, you must get it right. If you want to vote for Joe Parker, that's your choice. If you want to vote for George Weah, that's your choice. It is your right as a Liberian citizen, but let us do it in a civil way. But I am telling you, ask the question that will move Liberia into the 21st century. Do not ask questions that will take us backward. Do not ask questions that will divide us. There is nothing in Liberia to say they charge Mr. Belete for corruption. That only they say, what about George Weah? He's not corrupt. We saw him building all the houses, but in the public court of people, he's corrupt. Now, Natana Magay. But let us stick to the issue. Who got the right point?
What's your name, caller? Where you calling from? What's your name? Where you calling from? You said?
Okay, how many minutes we got left?
Hello?
How many minutes we got left then?
I'll be about 5 minutes because you have such an
Okay. So to all my followers and friends, as I said, I would need help from you. It's not an easy thing. We need a telephone. We need other stuff. Right now, Siddiqui using his phone that people call on to go live. We need a computer. Let me be honest with you. We need a laptop. And no person, but why you ask Mr. Cummings, you want laptop? No. It's not about asking Mr. Cummings if we want laptop. What we can do as a group, let us do it. What we can do as a unit, let us do it. I need it. 20 person, $10, we can get it. We can get it done. We need these people to pay their way. It's late. They're in the studio. We have to transport them. Siddiqui got to go home. It's not easy. Please, my people, I need your help. I can't do it alone. And I want to say special thanks to everyone. And I want to say thanks to the radio station of Liberty Radio. Right now, we're on 88.1. I want to say thanks to Martin, to Leva Martin, and my friend John. And I know we'll meet, we'll talk, we'll be able to say some things. And I want to say thanks to Siliki and to every Liberian who are watching, who are listening to us by the way of 88.1. Every Sunday and Tuesday, we'll be on the radio. But I want to leave this with you. Liberia is the focus point. Liberia is what we're talking about. 2023 should be the year to to stop poverty, to eradicate poverty. 2023. 2023 should be the year that will select a good leader of Liberia. 2023 should be the year, the beginning of stopping corruption. 2023 should be the year that the entire world will respect Liberia once more and say, we are not just there to just follow people. 2023 is to speak truth to power. Liberians, we can get it right. You live in our country, you order high school. Imagine I got a nephew whose child was born in 2000. Today, that child is staying in 9th grade. Why? Why? Education is the bedrock of any nation. My people will beg you. Please do not allow $5, $20 to hold your future again. You will eat it for the short time, but you will go right back. Look at yourself. You did nothing wrong. You only voted for CDC. It's not a wrong. You owe no one an apology. Our children are in the street. They promised them, but what happened? Promise failed. Today they say, oh, the men developing. Who tell you about developing? It's the people who enjoy telling you that, President, we are developing the country. The people who are enjoying. Everything is President, we are President, we are President, we are President, we are President, we are. President, we are is not Liberia. Liberia is not President, we are. We are all Liberians and we entitled to the resources of our country. Not a handful of people. They got all the money they will run. But please, Alexander Cummings, they ain't got nothing on Alexander Cummings. That's why they will bring up lies that he's a gay. No, he's not a gay. He been married for over 40 years and get five grandkids and get 2 beautiful children. He worked hard. He retired. Whether he lose the election, he's not going back to go find job like other people. He's a patriot. He was born in a government hospital. He grew up in Point 4. He used to go around. There were days where they couldn't eat. His power was just a priest. How much you think priests were making in Liberia? But because of the strong discipline his father gave him. So Liberians, Mr. Cummings have done more in Liberia than any Liberian. But he don't talk about it because he respects human dignity. When Cummings is president, you will understand what it means by dignity of labor. Even if you're a sweeper, you will enjoy your sweeper money. But people who do the work must get paid. But they are afraid that Mr. Cummings will start the chopping. That's a big thing. They will spoil our chopping. Look at all your millionaires today. They came into government poor. They are rich today. That's not how it's supposed to be. This is not dress right dress. Leadership is not popularity contest. It's not a popularity contest or leadership. President, we have failed us, my people. We cannot keep him. We got to let him go in 2003 and tell him thank you. He's the 25th president of Liberia. We can't change it. He's already in history. But we must get it right. So I want to say thank you. Thanks to the management of Liberty Radio. Thank you, John. Thank you, and Levi, Martin. And thank you, Siddiqui. I hope things will be better when we come back. And thanks to my audience. Please, I need your help. I can't do it alone. Those of you who've been spending the money, we know this is our first appearance and we'll continue. Maybe we'll extend the time later on. We'll extend the days. But I want to say thank you very much. This is Munel Kishen, a.k.a. The Genera. And this show is called The Genera Show. You can also follow me on my page. You can follow me on YouTube. If you miss it, go on YouTube. Go on Twitter. When you go on YouTube, you type in TGN TV. You will see it. And Siddiqui, you got a closing there, and then John can say something, the management, and then Levi, and then we can call it.
Yeah, what I want to say is to respond to the last caller. You know, I think it is disrespectful for the caller to say Mr. Benedict carry few people to the points. How can you look at family head, you know, responsible people, educated people, and you just refer to them that Mr. Benedict carry those people, just say they are so Nigerian or kid. That is very disrespectful. And you will want to see this kid coming from the Unity Party, most especially people that support you support that. And let me say this to everyone listening to us today. We are so used to settling for less in this country, and that is why we are where we are today. Liberians, we don't like competition, we don't compete. And that is why we are so poor and we are struggling in life in this country. Okay? Martin Kuna is an educated man. The man has schools. That man cannot be controlled by Mr. Ability. It is a right thing being done in Liberty Party. You have that of executive members of the Liberty Party. Mr. Ability one alone cannot control those people. They are responsible people, they are family members, you know, and they are people that have high credibility and integrity that, you know, they will not just allow an individual to just do it anyhow. So for some of you to just go on the radio and say, Musa Ability carry few people too. It is young people that is doing this illegally because they don't have the majority on their side. That's why you see them going to Picana or Grand Plaza to raise money in the name of the Liberty Party. Okay, for example, if a political party raise money, that money should not be controlled by an individual. The money should be put into the party account. But since Youngly did that fundraising in Grand Plaza, the money is being controlled by Youngly and the other folks. They don't have access to the Liberty Party account. So it is the Youngly faction that is doing this illegally. So if you are talking about few people, it should be the Youngly faction. But Mr. Ability is being recognized by the National Election Commission, which recognizes all political parties in this country. So I don't even know where some of you are coming from. But we'll continue to engage, like we people are saying, we'll come here, we'll inform you. And this is about time that every one of us see this as an opportunity to make change in life. We are tired. We are tired of the high rate of corruption in our country, the injustices, people coming and lying to us at the end of the day. We continue to suffer, and then other people, just few people, continue to enjoy the resources of our country. And it's about time this opportunity will take control of it and change the status. So thank you very much, Mr. Mali. You have anything to say? No, he said it's okay. No, I have anything to say.
Okay, and thank you, John, and thanks to everyone. I saw some of the comments, and I know it's just the first day, and I said it. My show was set for 5 o'clock today. That is why I decided to start 5 o'clock. So if there's any meeting ANC is having, I don't think it should interrupt or intercept my time of coming on. So I understand your concern, man, but that's it. And those of you watching from Liberia, I see Ganosville, I see and District 4, I see other places, I see a lot of people watching. So thank you very much, and let us continue. You will continue to live. You will enjoy the show. Trust me, you will enjoy it. You will enjoy it. And Sidiki, thank you very much. Everything will be good, Sidiki. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. John? Yeah, okay. So thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay, guys, that's it. We're on the Liberty Radio, and the telephone system was not too good, so I couldn't get everything, and people calling in. Not everybody going to call and tell you something I want to, but I would really like to interact with people who disagree. These are the people I'm going after. I'm not going after people who already supported Mr. Cummings. I'm trying to convince people who don't support Mr. Cummings, who having difficult times supporting Mr. Cummings. These are the people I'm going to convince, and trust me, I will convince them. I will let them know I'm not going to fight them. I will show them that soft side. I will make them to understand. We'll break it down. And listen, those of the people, the lawmakers who signed onto that bogus and retirement thing, you know, it is sad. Nathan, he's a elected official. I'm not going to. Hey, and Henry, my man, thank you for everything, man. Seeing little progress. Yeah. We're not going to just go after them. The people they represent, they will hear from the people. You know, I will tell you, if you ask me, Munel, do you think the representatives and the senators should have some retirement? I can tell you, yes. We gave a president retirement benefit. We gave vice president. We gave the legislators. But guess what? If you ask me how we're going to do it, the first thing I will tell you, they must pay into it first. They should pay into it first from their salary. Then, two, if anybody who served for 20 years or maybe, 30 years in the Senate or as a representative, and you resign, and you reach that age and you decided to retire from politics, they give it to you. But people don't understand why they give president and they don't give legislators. You see, in America, the president go only 2 terms. He can't run again. After 2 terms, that's it. In a house, they can go for 30 years. That president, that's the end of his politics. That is why they give him a protection and give him his benefits. In the Senate, you can be 90 years old and still run as a senator. You can be 100 years old, it's up to you. But in American, if my memory can, I will check it up. I'm not 100% sure. I know if you serve over 20 years and resign and leave politics, you got some benefits. Nobody come to leave politics because they whip you. Somebody defeat you. Then they will give you retirement. If you defeat me and give me retirement $5,000 a month, I will go sit on the farm. I will go and sit and be enjoying myself. I get $5,000 plus gas. No, that is broad day stealing. That's a broad day stealing. You never apply for the job. And two, as I said, contribute, pay into the retirement fund. What they need to do is to pay into retirement fund and say, okay, almost like 401k or social security. Pay into it. Let government match it, no problem. Pay into the damn thing. That when you leave office, they will give you your full amount of money that you've been paying. My people, what kind of draft is that so? Eh? They gave president retirement package because that's the end of his political career. He's not going to run again as representative or as president. But you will be there until you tire. Somebody whip you. Then you say them will give you retirement page and retirement payment. What kind of sense is that? What sense it make? If I were you and your senator sign on it, you get what are they on opposition? You won't move them, move them. And you won't remove them, remove them. I don't care whether they're from ANC or the CPP or whosoever. You won't remove them, remove them. It is your call. How long some of y'all staying there? Because y'all can lose election, you won't can pass it. But God move from behind y'all, man. Y'all keep the wrong time. Y'all make CDC make news on y'all because CDC lawmaker then say we want it, but they want it. They want it. So I'm not even gonna take them out because they pass on bogus things that ain't make no sense. So this one, I'm not even press them on this. I will not press them on it. But opposition lawmakers, they will always catch you. They set you up for every little thing. Day long. You can come out from now to judgment day and explain to the Liberian people how it look like, how it look like. You sign onto it and you send it to plenary. You sign it. It was in your committee. You agreed to what was on there. What are they passing into law? Or you agree and sign it and send it for them to sign, for them to look at it. And please, man. Who the hell can we get somebody retirement because you're 50 years old? How long you work there for? In 6 years, they remove you. They will give you retirement age. Will give you retirement. You pay into it. You got to stop the broad day stealing. They can always make illegal things legal. That's the problem with the Senate in the House, the legislators. They are the only people that got power to turn illegal mess to make it legal. Then they say, well, we pass a law. Even you pass a law, we'll take it back there again and we'll take it off. If communist president, we'll take it off. So guys, thank you very much. I love you. I love you all. I love my country, Liberia. I know you love Liberia. But let us do the right thing for Liberia. That's the best thing. This is Munel Kishen, aka Genera. I am a propose suit today. Yeah. Mavina Wallace, thank you very much. Miss Moore and more. Listen, I know I confused a lot of people today. I'm on StreamYard and I'm on the other page here that people say they couldn't hear me because my iPad is plugged in, charging, and they say they can't hear. But people on this side could get me. So next time I will just concentrate on. But this was the first day we're trying to get everything straightened up. Yeah, I gotta go home now. I love you guys. That's me. I'm getting paid. That's my own contribution. And because of you, we're doing it together. So that's not me, that's you. So let's do what we can do for Liberia. Okay, guys. Have a good day. And God bless us all. I got an 8 o'clock meeting. I gotta get home before the time.